Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, cannot wait till it's Monday on the Tuesday show with Ted and CJ. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, cannot wait till it's Monday on the Tuesday show with Ted and CJ. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, cannot wait till it's Monday on the Tuesday show with Ted and CJ. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, cannot wait till it's Monday on the Tuesday show with Ted and CJ.
And here we are, once again.
We are here. We are here indeed.
Back once again for the Renegade Master.
Yes.
Yes, all that stuff.
All that good stuff.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday show on a Friday night. I'm CJ. He's Ted.
Yeah. Do you say what a Friday night?
On a Friday night, but also what a Friday night.
What a Friday night it is. what a time to be alive on a Friday night.
You stole my line, son of a bitch.
Sorry. What a time to
not be dead.
Well, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, to not be unalived.
Yes.
What a time to be that.
Oh my God, double negatives. What a time to not be unalived. Oh, good stuff. Hi, Bex. Yeah. Welcome. Hello, everyone in the chat. Welcome to the show. How's it going, Ted? Are you good?
I'm good.
You also look busy. Are you all right over there?
Busy? No, I wasn't busy. Well, I was just saying hello in the chat myself.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Well, hello.
A little silly because I could just say hello.
True. Very true.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Is it fair to say you've now settled into the year? We're halfway through. Whatever this is, January.
Janvier, yeah. We are halfway through.
Janvier.
Yeah, we are halfway through January already. Yeah. Well, you were saying to me earlier on, January is just a long month. It's just dragging on. I generally don't feel that way myself. Usually I do. Usually you get to this point in January and you're like, oh my God, is it payday yet? Come on. But no, it's actually going pretty quick for me right now.
Well, I don't get that because I get paid weekly, but I'm just thinking it's just dragging. Like every day's dragging. Every week's, the weeks are dragging. So this is just a general malaise rather than thinking about payday.
No, fair enough. Is it because I taught you how to skive off work using Microsoft Teams?
That never happened. Having said that, if I did want to apply some balance there, I didn't even get paid this week.
Oh.
Yeah, some sort of admin error, presumably.
See, it's probably really stupid that I have this reaction to this kind of thing, but you fuck around with my money, I'm out the door. I'm going. I'll go somewhere else, to somewhere who actually values me and my time. Because I see that as just a complete slap in the face of, yeah, fuck you, we don't care about you enough to pay you. That's generally how I feel about it.
Yeah, I'm probably not as I'm probably a bit more chilled than that. Yeah, that would be extreme.
I put up with a lot, but you mess around with my money and no, we're going to have a bad day.
Yeah, like, didn't have a single issue for the last 52 weeks, but on this occasion, I'm going to take it as a personal slight. No, I'm not going to go down that line.
But when someone goes, admin error, what's the admin error? What happened? Did somebody fuck up? Was there a break in the system? Give me more information than just admin error. because it feels like a cop out. It's like when you have a job interview and you don't
Nobody said that. Nobody said. I said it's an admin error.
Oh, you did. Okay.
I mean, it's somebody didn't do something. And well, that's the end of it, really. I mean, I'm not going to dwell on it. I mean, we can't change it.
Well, I would, because I mean,
No,
what
are you going to do? They're not going to start currying around cash. It can't be changed. It's done.
They should.
When people say, "Oh, yeah, but this has happened." Yes, it's happened. Yeah. What do you want from me?
But you could be relying on that to pay your bills, for example.
I could be, but you know what? Still can't change it.
I'd be fuming.
If I can't change it, there's no point getting too upset about it.
Yeah.
Either do something about it, or
what I should do with this, Ted. What I should do with this is go to Reddit and post something in the "Am I overreacting" subreddit.
Yes.
That's what I should do.
Yes. No, you should post on Reddit and go, "Am I the arsehole?" And then you'll get all the comments saying, "Yes, TJ, you're the arsehole in this situation."
No, there's a whole subreddit called "Am I overreacting?" And that's where I'll put it, because that's probably what I'm doing right now, is just overreacting to that.
Oh, right, okay. Well,
No,
I would have thought that was the same thing, really. Overreacting as being an arsehole.
Semantics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, no, I wouldn't put it that way. I wouldn't say that if you're overreacting, you're an arsehole. You're just overreacting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't call myself an arsehole for being worried about my own money.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm an arsehole because I want to pay the fucking electric bill. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's not how it works.
Yeah. But again, it's weekly, so it's not like, oh, you didn't get paid this month, better look next month.
Yeah.
It's not as critical as that. Not something I'm going to kick off about.
No, well, like I say, I guess we are definitely different. I would be kicking off about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I say, that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is me. Anyway, yeah, no, apart from that, I'm great. It's been a long, exhausting week, but I'm great. I'm happy to be here on a Friday night, talking about whether I'm the arsehole or not.
Yes.
Not other people on the internet. Get in the chat. Am I the arsehole for what?
Yeah, we'll have a poll.
Yeah.
And he'll make the decision whether you're an arsehole or not.
Yeah, we'll have a poll. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Anyway, hi Ruby in the chat. Welcome. Welcome back.
Hello, Ruby.
Yeah, and hello to anybody else that's lurking around and not wanting to talk to us right now.
Yes. Please do say hello.
Yeah, please pop in and say hi.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Pop in for a cup of tea and a biscuit and say hi.
How are you doing anyway?
I'm all right. I haven't got any biscuits actually. I haven't got any tea.
How do you
I should do that? But I need to get a kettle for the desk. That we get.
Just casually halfway through the show, just pouring some tea out of a teapot.
Well, I realise I've not organised myself properly because I need to now, not so casually, lean over. This is where you make some sort of fart joke. Lean over and get my drink.
Oh, there you go. Well,
yeah,
it was subtle enough. Yeah, good.
Yes.
Good.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So anyway, you're talking about Reddit. What have you found on Reddit recently?
I decided to go for a pictorial version of Reddit this week.
Pictures of arseholes, then?
Sure, why not? I mean, I haven't found that specifically because, YouTube's got rules,
Yes, that's true.
And I imagine TikTok has as well, Ted.
Yes, I imagine it does.
No comment on that we're on TikTok as well?
Oh, yeah, we're on TikTok as well. Hello, TikTokers.
Hello, TikTok.
If you're on TikTok, please do get in the comments.
Yeah, Ted's watching the TikTok comments because I don't have TikTok because I hate it.
Yeah, get in the chat. You don't. Well, you hate everything, don't you? You haven't got any social media at the moment.
Well, I have Facebook, but that's purely for the reason of Facebook Messenger because that's how my family want to communicate.
Yeah.
But I think now you don't even need a Facebook profile anymore to have Messenger. I think you can just have Messenger as is. I think so. I'm on the fence about getting rid of Facebook.
Yep.
So because I don't use it. I just don't use it.
Mm.
Yeah. I scroll through Facebook. Every other post on Facebook at the moment is an ad.
Yeah.
And I'm just I'm over it.
Mm.
I'm over it now. I watched one. Is it a reel? Is that the things on Facebook? Reels?
Yeah, well, yeah, because that's Instagram, isn't it? Reels. So,
Okay. What's the Facebook? Whatever they're
I
called.
imagine it's also Reels because it's all meta, isn't it?
That's true. It is all meta.
Yeah.
Life is meta.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was watching I watched a reel about a train in India, and now my feed is full of fucking trains in India, and I'm just like, oh, this is bullshit.
Wait. Trains in India?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like, what, people hanging off them?
Yeah, people hanging
on
off the
roofs and
trains,
stuff?
or crowds of people just casually crossing the train tracks in front of
Yeah.
a train as it's coming down the line. But of course, it's been sped up. It's been time lapsed to make it look like it's more dangerous than it actually is. Because the train's actually only doing about 2 miles an hour. And if it hit you, unlucky. You're not going to break anything. But yeah, they've obviously time lapsed it to make it look faster. So I watched one, and that's now all I fucking see.
Yeah.
And then I watched a cat video, so now I get a combination of Indian trains and cat videos. So
Yeah.
the brain rot is real.
Yeah.
See what I did
I
there?
get that.
Real, get it?
Yeah. Yes.
Facebook Reels,
Real. Yeah. No, I get I get a bunch of stuff like that. I get cats, I get dogs, and I get politics. So there we go.
I'm just going on Facebook now to have a quick look.
Oh yeah.
Memories. Someone complaining about British Telecom. Someone with an AI generated movie poster for a new Star Trek movie. Whatever the hell Pixie and Brutus is, don't know.
Yeah.
An ad for Johnson Law Group saying, "Did you take out car finance with Money Barn?" Yes, I did.
Oh, so many of those in a moment, isn't there? There's the whole fuel thing, the VW fuel. I don't know what
That's
it
the
is.
emissions thing, wasn't it? The VW Group
Yeah.
emissions thing. Yeah, that was ages ago.
Yeah.
There we go. A trains thing. A Class 55 Deltic pulling into a train station. An ad for Sheen Men.
What's that?
Sheen Men is hang on, can you see anything personal on there? No, good. The clothing
Oh, okay.
job.
Right.
Sheen Men. And then custom trains, which is someone with a model railway. The rail thing. Would you like to join this group? Is this suitable for you? No, it's not. Ad PCP experts. Did you have car finance from any of these companies? The Big Bang Theory. Okay, I'm not overly upset with that. Another thing it wants me to join for movies. Updraft. You are not what you owe. Pay off your credit cards with Updraft. So basically take out a loan to pay off your credit cards.
Yeah.
I don't know where that's come from because I have not been searching for that kind of thing because I only have one credit card and it is used solely for work. Ozzy Osbourne. Okay, maybe I do follow Ozzy Osbourne. Something about US Air Force airplane. It's the same trash.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to my dead relative. Okay, well, whatever. More Star Trek. I mean, I'm not going to complain about the Star Trek stuff apart from when it's just trash and just people just putting clickbait bullshit on my feed.
Yeah, I remember a time when really Facebook was just a feed of people who you were friends with on Facebook saying, "I had dinner today. Here's a picture of it."
Yeah. Well, Instagram kind of took that mantle, didn't it?
Well, yeah.
Here we go. Here's the reels. So, a video of points on a railway, so they can turn to different tracks. A video of points moving. A cat being cuddled by a man. Railways covered in snow. When you thought you finally made it home safely after I don't even know what the fuck that is. More cats. Some guy on a motorcycle picking up a bag off the floor. Someone setting off a firework down a pipe, because that's smart. And then a cat imitating a kid doing a cartwheel.
Right.
So there you go.
So it sounds like a really crazy generation game.
Yeah.
Final round, doesn't it?
It really does. But it's crap. But you say about, it used to be you'd go on there and you'd see all the feed from all your friends and all the stuff they put on there. And it's like, I've come to the conclusion that I don't have many friends on Facebook anymore because I basically go, I haven't spoken to you for like 10 years. So no, you're gone. See ya.
Yeah.
But everyone else that I am friends with has also come to the same conclusion that Facebook is shit and you shouldn't use it. So,
and people don't.
And no one's using it anymore. So.
No, well, I think mostly people use Instagram.
Yeah, well, that's it. It's all Instagram, Snapchat,
Yeah.
whatever else. I don't even know what else there is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I only ever use Snapchat for the filters because they're quite handy. You know, with children because they like that sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Like your dog. But otherwise, you know, I mean that's for 12-year-olds, and that's pretty much it, really, isn't it?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Take your word on that.
Or people with the mental age of 12.
So, people the reading age of 12.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't have no. Yeah. But yeah, I think Instagram is the main one. That's where most things seem to happen. But yes, TikTok. It could be going down the pan.
It could be,
in Japan. No, not really. USA, but Japan actually rhymed, so I went for it.
It was there, and you used it. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, the US is about to get rid of TikTok.
Yeah.
I mean, is that? I don't know what the story is behind it. I'm just aware that it's a thing, but I've read nothing into it, mainly because I don't use TikTok. So.
Just wait and see. We never know what's going to happen. Apparently, Joe Biden woke up for 5 minutes, and he's declared a new amendment to the Constitution for something. I don't know. I only just saw it, so I haven't even read into it. But yeah, so just try and pack in as much as they possibly can before Monday.
Is that the day? Is it Monday?
Yeah, that's right, isn't it? The 20th. Yes.
But for when TikTok gets turned off in the US?
No, for when the US gets...
The inauguration?
Yeah.
Or re-inauguration? Or...
Yeah.
I don't know. I asked my girlfriend this the other...
whether they've got it re or not.
I don't know. I asked my girlfriend this the other day. So obviously Donald Trump is president-elect, but former presidents are addressed as Mr. President. So do people still call him Mr. President, or do they call him Mr. President-elect? Anyone with...
They could go with either, couldn't they?
I guess they could. But anyone with knowledge of such things, please let me know, because it's driving me bananas, because, you know, not that I'll ever meet him before he gets inaugurated, not that I'll ever meet him at all. But
no.
If I ever did...
You've only got the weekend. I mean, it's unlikely.
Yeah, well, you know, stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
You know, I could win the lottery tonight, and I'll be like, all right, see ya, I'm off to America, bye. Latest world, or latest UK.
Yeah, no, apparently TikTok it's Sunday. Inauguration on Monday.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but anyway, it's all, you know, who knows what's going to happen with TikTok.
Yeah. I'm just on BBC News right now. US Supreme Court upholds TikTok ban law.
Yeah.
A law passed last year that requires TikTok's Chinese parent company to sell the video platform or face a ban. TikTok has challenged it. I guess it's going. I think, TikTok challenged it, and now the US are going, well, no, that's it, tough shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, TikTok has repeatedly stated it does not share information with Beijing. Okay.
But apparently, the funny thing is, I think a lot of people from TikTok now have gone off to some other platform. And I've forgotten the name of it. It's called Red something.
RedTube?
Not RedTube. Not Red Box. Not Red. Red Indian. Red.
You're not allowed to say that.
You can.
Anyway, Red Dead Redemption.
Depends what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
Red. I don't know. I forgot what
October.
It is. If you know what it is, get in the chat and tell me. But anyway, people are moving over to that. Well, it's a Chinese app, and in actual fact, it's more of a Chinese influence than TikTok is. So
okay.
You play silly games, you get silly prizes, don't you?
Yeah.
There we go. This is the problem with banning things. It never works because people find something else instead. Or they find a way around it. And the way around it, it's usually worse than the original thing.
Yep.
Ting in it, fam.
You're gonna have to provide some context around that that way of talking for me, because I don't get it.
What are we talking about now? Ting and fam.
Ting in it, fam.
Ting fam.
Bread bin, whatever. I don't get it.
Bin.
Yeah, I've heard people say bread bin, and I'm just like, I don't
Really?
understand what you mean. Yeah.
Oh, dear. I mean, there's a lot. Red Note. Thank you very much, Ruby.
Thanks, Ruby.
Ruby came into the chat at the well, just after the nick of time there, to tell us that it's Red Note. Yeah.
Okay. I thought we were going to do a Blue Harvest thing, and you know, big red October, simply red. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. Anyway, moving on.
So moving on to whatever we were talking about.
Yeah.
Yes, but there we go. Anyway, Red Note. There we go. So
that's
you've quit social media.
Yeah, that's Chinese as well, right? Red Note.
Yeah, very very Chinese.
Very Chinese. Okay. It's not just Chinese; it's very Chinese.
Yeah, very.
Like
very,
not slightly, very Chinese.
Very much from China.
Okay. And TikTok is from China as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's only a matter of time before the US bans Red Note as well, then.
Yeah, basically.
Because they're going to go, oh, we're Chinese, and therefore you sell everything to the Chinese government, though you're now not allowed in the United States.
Yeah.
Same with, again, talking to my girlfriend earlier on today, same with Huawei phones, because the Chinese, the US went, well, you're not allowed in America anymore. So then Android went, well, if they're not allowed in America, the biggest market for Android devices, we're not going to provide software updates for them. Then suddenly it gets banned across the rest, well, not banned, but they're useless across the rest of the world because there's no software updates for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which, no, well, I mean, there's a large part of our communications infrastructure that the government comms that they wanted to have, I don't know, ministered by that thing that you just said.
Huawei.
Huawei.
And
they were like, no way, Huawei.
Yeah. No, you're right, actually. No, I remember reading about that. It's like, a lot of government facilities and establishments using Huawei technologies for their primary infrastructure and networking, not just mobile devices. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's scary, though, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
This kind of shit scares the crap out of me. I'm just like, what's in my house right now that's probably sending information somewhere where it shouldn't be, and how do I mitigate that? Yeah. Anyway, I try not to.
The only thing you can do is completely unplug.
Yeah, exactly. Go off grid.
Yeah, go completely off grid. Because the thing is, everything's gathering information, gathering your data, and it's all listening as well.
Oh yeah.
And if you think it's not listening, then how do you think it knows when you say, "Hey"? Well, you know what it is, or what have I not got? When you say "Yo Google" or whatever it is.
Yeah. Okay, Google.
Yeah.
Hey presto.
Or what's the one that begins with an I?
I don't know.
No.
Siri, Google, Alexa.
Alexa, that was it begins with an A.
Sorry, it doesn't begin with an I.
I caught that one up. Yeah, it was Alexa.
And Gemini now as well.
Yeah, I feel like I've got something hanging down there.
Yeah.
I think I did. Maybe there's a small,
tiny spider.
Small spider web.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tiny spider parasailing down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, anyway, they are all listening. Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing that we were just saying.
Yeah. There's a thing. So I've got the Amazon Alexa devices around my house. And I was reading something the other day about Amazon's privacy standards are starting to fall behind a little bit, and I'm like, really interesting.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Wait, because you attract their attention by saying, Alexa, could you do such and such? But to be able to do that, they must be listening at all times.
Oh, they are. Yeah, they're listening all
Alexa,
the time.
That's your phone. That's potentially your computer. All sorts of things. They're all listening at all times.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, it's just like, even when you don't. How many times have you spoken to somebody about something and then gone on Facebook a little while later and there's an ad for the exact thing you were talking about?
Yeah.
The one I remember, I was talking to a guy I used to work with. He had a quad lock, which is a mounting system for your bicycle, so you can mount your phone on your bike. I was Literally within 2 hours, I went on Facebook and there was an advert for Quadlock, and I was just like, motherfuckers.
It's bad, isn't it?
It really is. But on the same note, it's 2025 and we can't survive without our mobile devices anymore. We can't survive without our smart devices.
Yeah.
I've got a streak on solitaire that I've got to keep going. So I need my smartphone for that.
Right.
That was an attempt at showing the absolute uselessness of a smartphone for me. So, but no, they're so useful though. To have the world's information at your fingertips and all that stuff. But then the world also has your information at their fingertips.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of scary actually. I've been contemplating doing one of these like Delete Me or Incogni or one of these services where you pay them a fee and they just go and try and remove all your data from data brokers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been considering it, mainly because I'm bored of freaking cold calls. I'm so bored of cold calls now. I've got a general policy on my phone now. If somebody calls me and the number isn't saved in my phone, I don't answer it. Because if it's important enough, they'll leave me a voicemail. And if they don't leave me a voicemail, I block them. So, because most of it is spam and scam calls.
Yeah.
The number of times I've answered it and it's just, then the line's gone dead because they're the ones where they're just checking that the number is actually live but before they sell your information to someone else.
Yeah.
And then the others are, this is His Majesty's Revenue. Oh, that was the other one I got the other day. This is Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs. I'm like, well, you're about 12 months out of date.
Yeah.
So I promptly ignored that one. And then it's salespeople. People trying to sell me shit. And I'm like, just go away. I'm busy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just don't answer the phone anymore. I'm done with it. I think I'd actually be quite content without a smartphone.
Yeah.
Give me an old Nokia. I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I'll play Snake.
Yeah. I used to get lots of calls about these phantom car crashes that apparently occurred.
Oh yeah.
And they ring up and say, "Oh yes, you
were in a car crash."
We're ringing about your the accident or whatever." And then I'd just go along with it. I talk about the accident. I talk about the financial and human cost of what happened, and so on and so forth. And then eventually, they'll say, "Well, what do you do about it? Do you speak to your insurers and whatnot?" And so, well, the problem was I didn't have insurance because obviously I was on a bicycle and it was an animal that I hit. It was a badger, and then they lose interest.
Yeah, it's funny that, isn't it?
Yeah. It's almost as though they were just full of shit.
I mean, I've done that. I've messed around with people before, and I feel bad because I'm wasting their time. But then I suddenly remember, no, they're fucking criminals and they're wasting my time. So fuck them.
I think criminals probably going a bit too far. I mean, but they are lying. They're saying, "Oh, well, we spoke to you a while ago about your such and such." And like, no, you didn't.
They're absolutely criminals because they're preying on vulnerable people and people who aren't smart enough to realise it's a scam. It's criminal.
Yeah. Although technically it's not necessarily a scam. See, they might be trying to get people on board that have had an accident. I mean, at the end of the day, they're not going to convince, they're not going to, gaslight somebody into thinking they had an accident.
You were in a car crash.
That's not the way that it works. The way that it works is they phone 100 people and say, "Oh, it's about your accident," and one of them will go, "Oh yeah, that was on Tuesday."
Yeah.
And then they've got a potential lead. So it's not like it's not fraud in that sense of things. And in theory, I suppose, if they then represent you to get some compensation, then they're doing you a favor. The problem is, it's for the 99 people that they phone that haven't even had a crash. They're doing them a disservice because they're wasting their time.
Yep.
And lying to them.
Yep. But no, I've taken my stance on people like that for a long time. If they do ever get me, we're talking about your crash, the accident you were in. I'll be like, what accident? You tell. Like, can you tell us about it? I'll be like, well, no, because you called me, so clearly you know about it. So maybe you can enlighten me as to what accident I was in.
Yeah.
And then they go, oh no, that's not how it works. I was like, I thought as much, and just hang up on them.
Yeah.
That means you know fuck all, and you're just fishing. You're absolutely fishing for info. Yeah, fuck these people.
Yeah, all of them.
All of
Bastards.
them. Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck them right in the ear holes.
Yeah. Anyway, you were talking about Reddit, and I thought you were going to show me something that you'd found on there.
That's what she said. That's not really that. That's what she said. But anyway, no. I was scouring the mildly infuriating / mildly interesting subreddits and came out with a few different things. So the first one, I thought, we've all had the old eye floater that pops into your eye, into your vision occasionally. Someone then went and took the time to draw it. A giant eye floater appeared in my left eye a few weeks ago, and it's impeding my vision. I drew what it looks like. It just randomly appeared one day. What sucks is that my left eye is my dominant eye, so my vision has been all messed up because of it. So what we can draw from this is that the eye floater appeared in his left eye, or this person's left eye. I said his. It may not be his. Maybe a her. Who knows?
Doesn't it say? Oh, you've not got it in brackets.
No, they haven't done the
32M.
That's it, 32M. Yep. So I thought it was a brass size personally. Yeah.
That would be big, though, wouldn't it?
Probably. I don't know.
As I understand it, because the further down the alphabet you go, the bigger they get.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew that, but I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly how big an M it actually is. Yeah, I'm assuming. Yeah.
That would be massive.
Yeah, like that'd enter the room 10 minutes before the rest of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of big.
Yeah, unnecessarily big. Yeah.
Anything more than a handful's a waste. Anyway, so so apparently this is what an eye floater looks like. Look, I thought it was what caught me about it was I thought somebody had drawn a stick insect. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I read the thing and I was like, oh no, it's an eye floater. So, and actually, from memory, I haven't had an eye floater for a while. That's kind of what they look like. Yeah, it's almost like a hair or a bit of dust just on your cornea, and that's it.
I don't know. That looks a little bit too detailed. Well, it looks a bit like a seahorse, which is immediately off-putting. I don't want a seahorse in my eye. Whose horse is that? No, that would be that looks very uncomfortable.
Yeah, it does look uncomfortable. Yeah,
it looks like a cross between a seahorse and the coil.
The coil.
Yeah.
What coil?
You know.
Oh, the coil, right?
Yeah. The coil.
The contraception thing.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm with you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it looks like the picture caught my eye, so I thought it'd be. But this one's listed under mildly infuriating. It's listed under mildly infuriating. Yeah, all right.
Put a lid on it. Anyway.
Yeah, so somebody put, this has happened to me as well. It's actually age-related too. I have a couple of big guys in my left eye. I find them worse when my eyes are tired. I've looked at my phone for too long, or I get hit with bright headlights in my eyes. I mean, that happens to me when someone people that flash their headlights in the dark, right in your face as well. You're just like, Jesus, man, fuck's sake. Happened to me on the way home today, actually, from Scotland. It was getting dark as I was getting towards my house. Yeah. And I came off a roundabout, and somebody was reversing out of their driveway. So I stopped, let them out, because they were halfway in the road. They stopped halfway out of the road, in the road. And I'm like, you expect me to go round you? Because that's not going to happen. You're already in the road. Just finish your movement, maneuver, sorry, not movement. Not taking a poo, or they might have been. Who knows? But they pulled out. They reversed out. So they go in the opposite direction to me. And literally, as their headlights are directly in line with my face, they flash the high beams. I was like, ow, son of a bitch. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway. There you go. That's a giant eye floater for you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. That's the Tuesday show for this week. And we'll...
Giant floaters.
Yeah, floaters.
Hosting a podcast. Ah, dear, oh dear.
That's definitely an apt description of us. Giant floaters hosting a podcast.
Yes. Well, I tell you what, I found I was looking on Reddit, and I saw something which I haven't quite found yet. Okay. There we go.
You got the right one. Let me put the screen back to where it was. There we go.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway, this was just like it's more of an observation than really anything than anything else. But anyway, the BBC Good Food website has a recipe for peanut butter and banana on toast, says this person, not Alpha Centurion. And this is on British Problems subreddit.
Okay.
Anyway, they go on to say, how? Who's thinking, oh, I really want a peanut butter and banana on toast, but I don't have a recipe. Let's check online. Oh, this is brilliant. I'd never have thought of toasting bread and then putting peanut butter and banana on it. 5 stars. I mean, they've got a point there. I mean, what would you give... why would you even be on there? Why would you be reading it?
Exactly, yeah.
Who's searching for that?
Well, again, this might be they're just looking on, just on the... Oh, actually, no, I'll tell you what it is. Like, when you go to your web browser and you open a new tab and it just suddenly fills up with fucking clickbait bullshit.
Yeah.
And one of them is probably a BBC Good Food, peanut butter and banana on toast.
Yeah.
And they've just gone, huh? And saw it had like 5 stars and was just like, okay, I've got to check this out, and then discovered.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. I mean, they've obviously found it, so it's popped up out of somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. There's the answer to that one. If you want a peanut butter and banana on toast, go to the BBC, because they know everything apart from what their presenters are up to.
Oof.
And no, that's unfair. They know exactly what their presenters are up to. Oof.
Double oof, yeah.
Double oof. But anyway, if you want something on toast, that's the place to go.
BBC Good Food, yeah.
Absolutely. But then again, you know what? I think there's a lot of people who can't cook and probably haven't got the first idea of how to cook.
No, that's a joke. I know how to cook.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the first idea because I know you say. I mean, I know it's pretty straightforward. A lot of the stuff that you talk about, you say, "Oh, I cook a thing and then stick it in a wrap and then eat it fast or something."
Yeah,
that's pretty much the way you cook, isn't it?
That's my go-to. Yeah,
yeah.
Wraps. I'm trying to expand my palate a little bit, and I actually have a bit of a confession. So I've been anti-bread for quite a while now. I know wraps class as bread, but I tell myself that they're not to make myself feel better. But no, I've started buying bread again because I actually quite enjoy cheese on toast, peanut butter on toast.
Yep.
I'm not going to try peanut butter and banana on toast. However, I can confirm that because it sounds awful. Peanut butter, good. Banana, good. I've never done banana on toast, and it doesn't interest me in the slightest because bananas are cold, and toast is hot. I don't want my banana I don't want cold banana on my hot toast.
But okay. Wait a minute, but peanut butter is cold.
I was going to say, but I was just about to say, just ignore all of that because peanut butter and butter is also cold. But
yeah, that's right. There are always cold things that you put onto toast, unless it's one of the hot things.
Unless it's a hot thing, Ted.
Yeah, that's the rule. Apart from all the exceptions, many of which are yes, beans, egg. All the hot things that you put on toast.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I don't want banana on toast. Bananas go mushy, and I don't really like mushy. I
think that's probably reliant on them being mushy because you put them on the toast and then squish them down.
Exactly. So I don't want mushy on my toast.
Okay. Do you like banana bread?
It's been a long time since I've had banana bread. I don't remember.
Here's a thought. What you do, I know it's not bread, but you can make a loaf of banana bread and then cut it into slices, toast them, and then cover it in peanut butter.
I feel like I need to try this now.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There's your homework.
Remember Steinhoff's been in the chat. Welcome back, Steinhoff, or Steiny, you should say. Is making toast considered cooking? Great question. I'm going to say no. Depending on what you're doing with it. Like, if you cook it on a grill, then yeah, that's cooking, because you've got to watch it and make sure it doesn't burn and all that stuff. But if you throw it in a toaster, then no, because the toaster's doing all the work.
Yeah, it's still cooking it, though, isn't it? That's like saying, well, putting something in the oven isn't cooking because the oven's doing all the work.
But you've got to time it, though. You can't just put it in and leave it and it will just pop it out when it's ready. At least with the toaster, you put the bread in and it pops up when it's finished. No, after you've set the time on it, but,
I don't trust the toaster. I like toast to be just very, very lightly brown.
Okay.
So it's very much like the first slice sometimes is okay, but even so, it's probably a little browner than I would necessarily want. So I'm always flicking it up to have a look at it first.
Okay.
That's what she said. And then the second slice, by which time the toast is warmed up.
Mm-hmm.
So the second time you do it, not the second slice, because obviously you have 2 slices and you can put 2 in at once.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said. And then the second time around, it's already hot. So if you go for the same amount of time, the second time, it will be far too much.
Okay.
Yeah. I made some toast the other day, and was it toast? I think it was. I made some toast the other day, and because it was the next, the second go, it popped up far too brown. Threw it away.
That's just a waste.
Well, no, I mean, what else could I do?
Scrape off the bits the brown. I burnt some toast the other ages ago before I went and purchased a new toaster. So I was cooking it under the grill and I accidentally burnt one side of it. You just do that, hold it over the sink and just scrape off the burnt bits.
Yeah.
It's not as good, but
yeah, I know the problem is it makes a mess.
That's why you do it over the sink, so you can then just wash it away.
But it would still make a mess. So
you need to figure out your method then, because it shouldn't be that messy.
It would make a mess.
But I'm like, okay, it's not as good, but I'm then not going to I'm not just going to throw it away because I burnt one side of it. It's just a waste. Yeah. But anyway,
well, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
I guess so. Yeah. I guess so.
But no, I like it very. Anyway, the point is, even if I scraped it, it would still be too far done for me.
If you say
too far done, yeah.
I mean, horses for courses. I guess that's your taste.
Yeah.
Banana on toast. I'm not really into that. Bex has been in the chat saying it's yummy. Now, apologies, you've clearly put this a little while ago, and I've only just seen it. So I'm going to assume you're talking about banana on toast or banana bread. But I apologise for missing that comment and not knowing at what point you put that in. And then Ruby's been back in with Mama, people burn it. So yes, that's answering the question about is making toast considered cooking. I guess any time you have to heat up food, or I guess some people call putting food in the microwave cooking, don't they?
Yeah.
But again, I'm sorry, I don't really see it like that. It's you've put something in the microwave and it's going to stop after a set amount of time that you've determined. But you're not there, you're not nursing it, you're not stirring it, you're not making sure it's not burning. You just phone it in, press a couple of buttons, and away you go.
Well, yes, but the thing is that I think when it comes to cooking, a lot of it's down to preparation.
Prior preparation and planning prevents piss poor performance.
That's the one. 7 Ps. Particularly if you're cooking 7 Ps, which is very specific.
That's a very specific number of Ps.
It is indeed. I'm nothing if not specific when it comes to my pea intake.
Specific. Bex said both. Okay, so both banana on toast and banana bread. Okay, thank you for clarifying. Appreciate that. But okay. Have you got another one, or do you want me to go for another one?
I have got another one, and it actually slightly relates to food in that it's about shopping.
Okay. Let's go.
Yeah. So again, I've stuck with British problems. So British problems: mum and dad shopping together with all the kids, then telling the kids off for being bored. So
I did this as a kid.
yeah. I mean, it can be boring, can't it?
It's boring as fuck.
Yeah. So anyway, the author of this one has gone on to say they're in a shop, for fuck's sake. Of course they're bored and want sweets and toys. Why do you think telling them they won't hang on? Why do you think telling them you won't bring them next time is a threat? That's a good point, actually. If you don't behave, we're not going to bring you to the supermarket again. And then a parent will see a friend with their family and stop on the narrowest aisle to talk for 20 minutes, only pausing to shout at the kids for being bored. Fair comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do that a lot.
I mean, I don't mind when people want to stop to talk to each other in a supermarket. Just don't take up the entire aisle when you're doing it.
Yeah.
Because we want to get through.
Yeah.
And when you can see somebody that's kind of hovering around your area because they want to get to the shelf that you're blocking, fucking move.
Yeah.
Get out. I shouldn't have to ask you. Just move. Be aware of what's going on and get out the fucking way.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But then it's only because they've got mum there, right? If it's just dad and he saw somebody you knew, you just dart around the corner, don't you?
Or if it's inevitable that you are going to meet, you just give them the old.
Yeah,
and that's
just
it.
that. Yeah, that's all you need.
Don't need to say anything. Just
yeah. Anyway, this person goes on to say, you know why they're all out together. She doesn't trust him to do the shopping right because he's a wanker.
harsh, but probably true.
He won't let her do it alone because then he gets stuck with the kids, and he won't do that because he's a wanker.
He's a wanker.
I mean, this is a bit of a rant, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Then they go on to say, yes, I work in a shop. And I'm also thinking, yes, it's a female as well.
Okay. I mean, I felt like that was I felt like that was implied.
I think it probably is. Not because they work in a shop, but because they...
the nature of the rant.
Because they, no, I won't be telling them off. No, I won't be telling them off for you. Couple who stay together for the kids' sake. So really, doing some massive projection here, basing on if there's a family of 4, say, in the supermarket, as far as this person's concerned, they all hate each other and they're staying together purely for the kids.
Yeah, I mean,
and the kids are bored and everything's actually quite basically. She who wrote this is probably the sort of person that says it's it's clearly toxic.
Not you, it's me.
Yeah. Oh, there's an edit. So I think people have been in the comments on this one. Edit. Apologies. I didn't mean all families.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
The above is meant as an example. A fiction. And I didn't make that very clear. As many have suggested, I probably am a bit of an arse. So there we go then. This isn't even, am I the arsehole? And then we've got somebody who's come in and said, blah, 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 and then decided that they're an arsehole.
Yeah. I mean, that edit feels like a bit of a backpedal as well. It's like, like you say, they projected, they've ranted, because clearly they're not happy in their own relationship. And they've just immediately backpedaled because of the comments.
Yeah.
So,
they just don't like kids. Or they do like kids and they can't have kids.
Wow, okay.
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? I mean, this sounds like somebody's got some anger.
So I feel like this is actually just someone who's very angry.
But it's just an angry person who works in a shop.
Because actually, I mean, this is the kind of rant that I would go on about. Probably not specifically about the man in the relationship being a wanker, but certainly the bit about, when your kids are running around screaming and shouting because they're bored and they've got nothing better to do, give them something to do. I've just spotted one of the first comments in there of, I used to give my kids a little list and tell them what to look for. I mean, my parents never did that with me. I hated going shopping with my parents because it was boring as fuck.
Yeah.
Just like, I don't want to be here. I want to be at home watching the telly. I don't want to be walking around a bloody shop. The bit that annoyed me when I was a kid, we used to walk into town. We used to walk to town, and it was like a 45-minute walk, and I hated it. Like every Saturday, we'd walk into town, and we get dragged around the shops, and oh my god, it was the worst time. I absolutely hated doing that. And then we'd walk home again. But the problem was walking home.
The week shopping.
What?
With the week shopping?
No, just to go into town for the fucking sake of it. For why not? Let's just go walk into town and walk around the shops.
I'll tell you why not.
Yeah, I'd literally be like, and because we were young kids, we had to get dragged along, and it was, oh god, I hated it.
Oh god.
Because then walking home, it was a walk uphill. It was like a really steep hill to walk up as well, and I hated every second of it. Like I dreaded Saturdays because of that. I'd be like, can I just go to school or something? I don't want to do this. But then occasionally, when we go to the supermarket to do the shopping, it was the same story there, just getting dragged around the shop because we're too young to be left at home. And hated it. Absolutely hated it. So, but this is the kind of rant I'd go on about the whole, don't stop in the aisle and have a conversation with someone. Move out of the way so people can still get through. and that kind of thing. But going on the rant about the dude being a wanker, I don't know. That's like you say, that's very specific, and I think you're right. They're definitely projecting on that one.
Yeah.
I
felt it was a little bit too much.
Yeah.
But let us know. Get in the chat, and have your say on that one.
Yeah, have your say.
Yeah. I mean, I prefer when it comes to shopping, is just to go in and just get what I need, and do it in my own time. It's when you've got other people, particularly children and things, and they want stuff and all this sort of business.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to control that and the trolley, all that sort of thing. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and that was the other thing.
Be a solo activity, I think.
Yeah, my parents never let me ride on the side of the trolley.
Yeah,
as kids do, they hang off the side and they've got their feet on the bar and all that. I was never allowed to do that.
Yeah,
I was like, you're not going to make it even a little bit fun for me.
Mm-hmm.
Can I at least push the trolley? And I was allowed to push the trolley once, and then but I then did the thing of running as fast as I could, pushing the trolley, and then jumping and putting my feet on the bar and letting the trolley just go off down the aisles. I was never allowed to push the trolley again.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So whenever I actually go shopping now, when I go to the supermarket and go shopping, I now do this. Just because I can, because I'm a grown-ass adult and I want to have fun.
Yeah.
And make up for lost time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah, good.
Anyway.
What
do we got for us?
I'll say, how's about the school sticker of the year? So, the sticker that this person's son got in school. Tell me what is wrong with this picture. Anybody? Tell me what's wrong with this.
Should we leave it to the chat?
I think we should.
Let us know what is wrong with this sticker. What's the school sticker anyway? Just a sticker that they got.
Just a random sticker that schools give out, yeah. I mean, I used to get stickers that used to say, good job, or well done, or smiley face.
Or get out.
It didn't say smiley face, there was a picture of a smiley face. Yeah, get out.
Get out. Or ginger twat.
Yeah. Die, motherfucker.
Teachers can be very cruel.
Yeah, teachers can be bitches. Yeah, those are the stickers I got. I never got one that said, I love basketball. Yeah, Ruby's been in. Wonderful tennis ball. Why, thank you. Sorry, that's awful. Awful. Yeah, I love basketball. The picture of a tennis ball. I mean, from a school? Come on. You don't even have to be a PE teacher to know that this is wrong.
Yeah. Well, yeah, quite. But then again, errors. There's always errors when it comes to things from schools. Anyway, I found. I don't know. I think when there's a difference between teachers interacting with children and teachers interacting with adults. So I think they get a bit of an easy life when it comes to the children, because the children generally don't know any better.
Yeah.
So, nobody would probably have even thought about that. And they're going, okay, great, I've got a sticker. Equally, spelling errors, grammatical errors, all these sorts of things are rife when it comes to teachers. Okay? Not a problem when it's with the kids. Never a problem. But when the parents get emails or information, or whatever it may be, that's when it gets noticed. Yeah. Certainly by me, anyway.
I do despair at the kind of evolution of language, for sure. It's, I mean, just some of the things I say, I'm just like, that's not a word. Or, that's not how you're supposed to say that. Yeah. But like the one I found interesting a few years ago was the word irregardless. Suddenly appeared in the dictionary as an actual word. And it literally, I think, like the description was an alternative for irrespective. And I was like, oh, are you serious? Irregardless is now a word. Okay, fine. But then again, you look in the dictionary and all sorts of like slang terms are now in there. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I remember someone showing me some, and I was like, are you serious? That's actually a word now? Oh, come on.
Well, the thing is, standards are lowered rather than raised. I mean, we'd never get to a situation where we say, okay, well, things aren't quite good enough, so let's raise the standards. Let's make sure that we're using proper words. Instead, what we'll do is we'll take words that people are using badly or incorrectly and then change the definitions.
Yeah.
And when you start changing the definitions of words, you know that, I mean, no good will ever come from that. There was, I spotted somewhere in some dictionary, I don't know if it's the Oxford English Dictionary or some other one, that now they've sort of added, to the definition of literally, they've added basically figuratively.
Yep.
They're basically saying, okay, now the definition of literally can also include something that's not literal whatsoever, and it's actually basically used incorrectly.
Yeah.
We're just dumbing down to the lowest common denominator and the lowest. And how far do you take it? I mean, you've just got everybody walking around just saying "ugh."
Yeah.
And signing pieces of paper by putting a fist in it or something.
I'm very guilty of using the word literally incorrectly. I think a lot of people, I'm not going to say everyone's done it, because I'm sure you probably haven't, but like when people go, "Oh, I literally died," and you're like,
no.
Did you? Because looking pretty good for a dead person. Yeah. But then again, even that, when people say, "Oh, and I died," it's like, now it's a figurative. You didn't actually die.
Yeah.
You were either incredibly embarrassed or you laughed your ass off, or whatever. It's just like, "Oh, I died." Okay.
But
I'm dead.
There's no need for the literally. I was so embarrassed I died. I was there and I died on the spot.
Yeah.
Well, clearly you didn't. But then why add literally? Why add well, actually, not only did I die, but I so died that the only way you're ever supposed to understand what I'm saying in this sentence is that I actually died. I was actually a dead person for that period of time.
It was a literal death.
Yeah.
It was a figurative, literal death.
It was a literal death. I'm all right now, of course. That's fine.
But I cringe every time I use badly incorrectly.
Yeah.
When people say, "Oh, I feel really bad." Well, you don't feel bad. You feel badly. And I do I cringe internally whenever I say I feel bad about something. I feel badly about it.
Yeah.
But I'm terrible for it, and I realise the hypocrisy of having this conversation when actually, I literally can't speak English.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I cringe when it comes to sort of various buzzwords and corporate speak. And if I sort of parrot it, because I tell you what really annoys me at the moment, and it seems to be particularly with meetings around projects, and people say, "Oh, have I? Oh yeah. Can we just make sure that John and Clive have cited that? Cited that?
Cited?
Cited? They don't mean like cited as in the example that we're citing in this is such and such. It's like they mean cited as in sight, looking at.
Yep.
Have you had sight of that? Has then turned into, has this been cited? Has it been seen?
Has it been seen?
We've got words for this already.
It's like cited means something completely different.
Yeah. So again, it's like, well, actually, you're just talking bollocks.
The one that gets me at the moment, actually, what gets used in my company, and I've only noticed it over the last maybe year or so, the word delta. When people say, "What's the delta between between something and something," or what's the delta between the projected financial performance and the actual financial performance? I'm like, do you mean to say what's the difference?
Is that what it means?
Yeah.
I've not come across.
You've literally never come across it.
Never come across that.
Yeah. No, I've heard people say, we'll talk. So this company, we're projecting they're going to make £1.2 million in EBITDA this year. But the year to date only puts them at $1 million, so we've got a delta of 200,000. And you're like, why use the word delta?
Yeah.
And why has it suddenly become a thing?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in my job for nearly 3 years, and it's only in the last 12 months I've noticed people saying this a lot more, and I don't understand where it's come from. It's just appeared because a couple of times people have said it to me, and I'm like, I think they mean what's the difference, and then I've had to go away and find it. I've had to Google it.
Yeah.
What does it mean when people say what is the delta? And it then says they actually mean what's the difference between the two, but it sounds more corporate.
Yeah. Yeah, and
I don't get it.
I mean, there's the answer to it. It just sounds more corporate. And the thing is, people have, they've been on a few courses or whatever, and it's like having your own little language, so that you can know who's in and who's out.
Yeah.
So if you're the in group, then you'll understand what we're talking about when we're using words badly.
Yeah.
But outside of that, so you can kind of spot the difference. It's just, it's like anything else, like various bits of etiquette and things like that. Like, well, how do you hold your knife? Well, also, how do you speak when you're in a project meeting?
Yeah.
If you talk absolute bollocks, then you must be great. You've clearly got Prince too. And if you speak like a normal human being and say, I haven't seen that yet, everybody can look over sneeringly and see that you're part of the out group.
Yeah. What's the delta in the value chain? That's one I've heard recently as well. And I'm like, I literally looked at somebody and went, what does that even mean? Yeah. They're like, the delta in the value chain. Fuck off. Just say to me, where is the break in the service that means that we've got a problem? Delta in the value chain. Piss off.
Yeah.
What the fuck that means?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I mean, in my job, I spend all my time trying to make everything everything more simple for people to understand. That's all of what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's taking something that could be complicated and then making it simple for people, either inside an organization or outside an organization. So it doesn't really help that you've got people inventing new terms and trying to throw in as much jargon as possible to make themselves look like they are important or an authority on something, because it's just going the other way.
It always reminds me, like you say, it's like they're just trying to find alternative words for the same meaning, and it just reminds me there's an episode of Friends where Joey has to write like a letter of recommendation for Monica and Chandler for something, and he literally just goes through the thesaurus to find all the alternate words, including his own name, signed Baby Kangaroo Triviani, and he's like, that's what it feels like sometimes. And it's like, I mean, I remember in my younger days when I was younger and I was kind of first starting out on my career, and I'm listening to the management and people who've been around for a while, and they do have a different way of communicating, and I'm sitting there going, oh, maybe I need to sound like this, and you end up writing an email and you end up using words that just don't mean what you think they mean, or you use them incorrectly, and it just you think you're sounding really smart, but actually you're making yourself look like a complete tosser. Yeah, because it looks like you've just been through the thesaurus and not actually understood what you've written.
Yeah.
So,
this is it. I mean, it's usually middle managers, and what they're doing is they're just signaling to other middle managers that you're part of my group. Okay,
they're a wanker.
Actually, the people that you're probably more likely to have respect for are. When you get somebody who's a CEO, but they don't do all that crap.
Okay.
They just come on, they come down to the shop floor and say, Jeff, how are you getting on with this?
Yep.
Just talking normally. Whereas the middle manager would come in and say, where are we? Are you across the KPIs on this? And you just stop being a twat.
Have we achieved the deliverables in the KPI in the KPI scorecard? Fuck off. Have I done my job? Yes, I have. Yeah. And here's the evidence.
It's so stupid because it goes it's the complete opposite of what you want. What you want is plain English, and people understanding. When you start introducing new terms and jargon, people understand less, and if they understand less, then things don't get done.
There's literally
you'd want them to do.
There is literally, and I actually mean literally in a literal fashion at this point, there is a line in my job description that says to communicate technical terminology in plain English.
Mm-hmm.
And basically it means, because I work in IT, that I don't just spout technical jargon at people who have no idea what I'd be talking about.
Yeah.
But I feel like this should be a two-way street. I can do that for them. They need to do the same for me. Stop using the word delta. Just ask me what the difference is, or what's the shortfall. Shortfall is good. I can live with shortfall. Delta has just appeared as this word that seems to replace a whole myriad of other words.
Yeah.
And everyone seems to think it sounds cool.
Yeah.
The first time somebody said, "What's the delta?" and I was like, "Triangle." Third letter in the Greek alphabet.
No, it's just a nonsense. And similar to Joey's recommendation letter is when you get people again, the middle managers we're talking about, really sort of mid-wit people, the sorts, they end up being prime minister
Wankers. Yep.
It's the blogs. You get them to write a blog, and they write a blog, and either they've got the thesaurus out and basically hit every word or every other word, or they've got ChatGPT to do it.
I was just about to say, they don't even need that anymore. Just get ChatGPT to do it.
Yeah, and they end up giving you something that sounds like some really bad Shakespearean tragedy. The way that it's written is just ridiculous. Like, nobody else in the organization, particularly the people that they need to try and communicate with and say, "Hey, look, we're doing this for you.
Yeah,
this is what I'm doing. This is where we're going next," so on and so forth. Nobody will understand a word of it.
Yeah,
and
dearest,
it will just be bollocks.
Dearest Mercutio, wherest art thou KPI scorecard for the financial of? Here's the other one that annoys me: referring to months as periods. So my boss is the finance director, and he always refers to things to me in terms of periods. He's like, "Oh yeah, I need this by close of P8," and I have to sit there and do some crazy mental gymnastics to figure out what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah.
What he actually means is by the end of December. And I just wish he'd just say end of December.
Yeah.
Please, that'll really help me.
Yeah. Yeah, just be clear.
Yeah, by the end of FY25. So you mean March 2025? Okay, that's fine. I can work with that.
Yeah.
Financial year, I get that. I understand, but it's just like every time someone goes, "Oh, what's the P7 performance?" I'm like, do you mean November? Okay,
yeah, that's the thing that annoys me, and especially with the acronyms, all that sort of business, is if it means I need to spend, even if it's just a split second, remembering what that means.
Yeah.
Then they've failed.
So they failed to communicate effectively.
They've made things worse.
Yep.
They've made things worse, not just for me, but anybody else in that meeting who's also doing the same thing. They're thinking about, hang on, what's actually been said there. And then you've lost it's bad enough anyway. The chances are, by the time I get to the end of the meeting, I don't know what's going on. Yeah. And I've completely lost any kind of interest in it. And I've been looking out the window for half an hour. But if you start saying things in such a confusing way, I'll think, well, what's the point?
Yeah.
You're talking bollocks.
Speaking of losing interest.
And you're not holding your knife right.
Let's move on from this, shall we? I feel like we may have lost the chat. It's gone a little bit quiet. So.
Yeah. But people have been in the chat though.
They have,
just not called it out.
Exactly. So.
I'm calling you out for not calling it out.
Well, I apologise. I say you're watching TikTok. I'm watching the YouTube chat. So. So we've got what was the last one? Ruby with the wonderful tennis ball. Yeah. So Ruby says the question is, what was it supposed to be? Tennis or basketball? And that's also going back to our picture here of the Isle of Basketball with a picture of a tennis ball. And I guess the question is, or the answer is, I don't know. I'm going to assume basketball because that's the word they wrote.
Yeah.
Or they have written. Let's try and use proper English. That is the word they have written. But just got the image wrong. They probably, Googled basketball, found a picture of a tennis ball and went, "Oh, that's nice and green. I'll use that instead." because green's a good colour apparently.
Well, it's probably come up as something suggested on the basis of that search. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you want basketballs? Well, maybe you'd like to see a picture of a tennis ball.
Wait, did you mean tennis ball?
Yeah.
It's like when
Do you
Google
mean-
goes, did you
do you mean
mean
testicle?"
this? Did you mean this? No, I fucking didn't. So yeah, and then where is this level of education being taught? That's from Mama Steiny. Ruby says, right. Mama Steiny says, and I am literally scared for our future. Literally scared for the future. I get that. Mama, are you feeling attacked? Says Ruby. Mama Steiny says, no, because I feel like I shouldn't be reading this. This is like a private conversation between these two, and I feel like I'm like on the outside looking
It's
in.
in the chat. It's in the chat. Therefore, it's hey, why can't you write it? You can read it out. It's on the. This is out there.
This is
on
live.
the internet.
This is live on the internet.
out there for all to see. all.
Yeah.
All
So yeah.
viewers or whatever.
So Mama Stein said, nope, because I used it properly. That's the word literally, I'm assuming there.
Yeah.
Ruby said, yes, you did. We're still here. We're just listening. And you were a bit behind in the chat. Yes, we are a bit behind in the chat. And that's why we decided to catch up before we move on to the next topic, because we've obviously gone on a bit of a rant about the English language and how much it sucks that people don't use it properly anymore. And that people just make up words for things because they can. I hate it when people just make up words. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. I've got another one to show you. And this one. So it is amazing when you go to a hotel and there's some writing implements there for you if you are back in the 1950s and want to write a letter to your husband or wife or family member back home. But then sometimes you'll find a pen to use as well. This one is my hotel room has a pen with an eraser that doesn't work because it's a pen. And I found this quite interesting.
Yeah.
It's, again, under mildly infuriating, but actually I find it mildly interesting. It's like, there's an interesting concept, a pen with an eraser on it, because maybe you could erase the ink. I don't know if this person tried.
Maybe they didn't try. It has been known. I mean, there are erasers that will do. In fact, can't you get those? You can get the erasers that have got on one side. It's very sort of. It's almost like sandpaper. So on one side it's quite rubbery,
rough, yeah,
and the other side is very rough. Yeah, rubbery. Oh, rubbery. No.
Oh, right.
So anyway, and the one that's a bit more rough is for pen.
Yeah,
supposedly.
I've seen ink erasers, not since I was a kid, but I have seen ink erasers. I don't know how popular they are or were, but I have seen them before. Yeah. So maybe this guy just needs to test it out to see if it actually works. Just,
test it out. Don't get onto Reddit and start slagging people off, saying what are they doing? Giving me a rubber on a pen. Yeah, try it out first.
Exactly.
You might be surprised. No, I think sometimes they use different ink, don't they? Yeah. If the idea is it's erasable. Yeah.
Ruby's been immediately in the chat with the kids use erasable pens in school here. I think that's in America. Like I say, I've seen them. Every pen of mine is erasable because I have Tipp-Ex. Or as the Americans, the brands that Americans have is Whiteout.
Right.
So, yeah. So if I make a mistake with a pen, I can just Tipp-Ex it out. So, there you go. Eraser. Done.
Yeah.
Without any mess left behind. So that's the other thing. That's the bit I hate about erasers, though, is you draw something and you have to rub something out. But you then end up with little bits of rubber everywhere. And they get everywhere. And it's like, well, what do I do with this now? Do I just brush it on the floor where I've got to vacuum it up later? Or what do I do? Yeah, crazy.
The thing, this does play into something that I often think, which is when they try and make things that will do more than one thing, it gets worse.
Sometimes, yeah.
That doesn't sound very concise or make sense. But say, for example, Swiss Army knives is the exception to that because they seem to work all the time, and not bad idea. It's handy.
God bless the Swiss. Yeah.
Yeah, they know what they're doing when it comes to a knife.
Yeah. That's not a knife.
Yeah, and the Australians then. But this pen thing. Okay, do you need a rubber and what am I talking about? A rubber. So you've got a rubber and on a pencil. Okay, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But then if what you could also have is a rubber No, hang on a minute. You could have a rubber that's attached to an eraser. No. A rubber that's attached to a pencil sharpener.
Yes. Yeah, I've
Okay.
seen those. Yeah.
But the thing is, one of those is going to wear out before the other.
Yep.
And the chances are it's not the best sharpener and it's not the best rubber. And it's just two things bolted together.
The old eraser on a pencil is a nice idea, but when you're a kid, everything gets rubbed out. Everything you want to erase everything. So inevitably, the eraser on the end of your pencil doesn't last as long as the pencil.
Yeah.
So you end up having to buy a separate eraser anyway.
Yep.
I've actually got one around here somewhere because I was using it for some of my university stuff. But
I was having this debate with my son the other day because he was talking. He's 9. He was talking about having a car that could also fly and also go in water. So, and I was just trying to get across the idea that actually what you're probably better off doing, and what probably would be cheaper and more useful to you, is to have a plane and a car and a boat.
Yes.
In fact, what you could do is you could have a car with a trailer and have a boat in it. And if you needed to fly as well, you could probably also have in that trailer stick a microlight or something in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when you try and combine things, it would make that whole thing dearer, and B, heavier. And then we got to talking about the mobile homes,
okay,
or RVs as far as the Americans are concerned. And you get the ones that they're driving around and then they're towing a small car.
Yeah.
That makes sense, because when you get somewhere, you're like, oh, right, we've got there, we're settled, we got the crockery out, we got the awning up and all that sort of stuff. The last thing you want to do is pack it all away again, because you want to go down to the front and get some fish and chips, but it's too far to walk.
I've always loved seeing like small cars being towed behind a mobile home or an RV or whatever you want to call it. I love the idea. I've also seen like online. I've seen pictures of the massive RVs in America, and then like this whole side panel opens up and a car slides out.
Yeah.
Like a sports car type thing slides out, and I'm like, you got to be filthy rich to have that kind of setup. At which point, if you're that rich, why are you traveling around in a mobile home? Stay in a hotel.
Yeah.
With room service.
Well, the thing is, I quite like the idea of having a mobile home.
Okay.
But again, it's the problem. The problem is when you get to somewhere, you can't just nip around.
No.
So you've either got to have a pretty compact mobile home, so nothing bigger than a largish transit, or you have something that you can leave behind.
Yeah. Like a caravan.
Like a caravan. But then I wouldn't really want to drive with a caravan, because you're just asking for trouble, aren't you?
If you say so.
Yeah, well, I feel like you're asking for trouble. It doesn't, I mean, it's just harder, isn't it, to do.
She said.
That's absolutely. in the camper van. No, it's just overall, there's more that could go wrong, I feel. And I wouldn't take a bike, because you don't really want to go around a bike. I want to use a car or something.
But some people like bikes, and that's the thing, isn't it? They'll drive around in their mobile home, and then they'll just pop a couple of motorcycles or push bikes or whatever out the back, and call it good. Yeah, I know how that sounded.
Yeah.
But mind out of the
It was
gutter.
a very long labour.
It really was.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do we get onto that?
I don't know. Something about camper vans.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, yes. Trying to do too many things at once.
Too many
different
that's right.
things. Yeah,
That's
that
right.
was it. Something like that.
Yeah. Actually, no, that's what it was. So going back to the whole car, boat, plane thing, if you really want to blow his mind, just mention hovercraft.
Did that.
Because they are they go on land,
Basically
they go on water,
things,
but they actually fly, because they're not
technically flying.
Yeah, they're technically flying. So there you go. Problem solved.
Yeah. We did. I did touch upon that. Yes.
I feel like it's time for a short break.
Okay.
And when I say
You know
short, I mean about 10 minutes.
This is where we should have had. This is where we should have had the boat saying a few minutes later.
Oh,
Because we've just been
yeah.
talking about boats and stuff.
Yeah, that'd have been good, actually. Yeah.
It'd be great if we had that teed up. Never mind.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
We'll be right back, folks.
We will be right back.
We're back.
We're back.
Yeah. I feel like a great weight has been lifted off my bowels. Toilet humour, everybody. Welcome back to the Tuesday show. We still have plenty of people watching, which is great. So thank you, everybody.
Fantastic.
Don't forget to get in the comments and let us know your thoughts as we go through and talk about stuff. That will be, we love the interaction. We really do, really do.
Right, well, let's change the pace slightly.
All right.
I've got a story again, a Reddit one, and this time it's relationship advice.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Relationship advice with CJ and Ted.
I feel like we should just have like a spin-off show that's all about relationships.
Yeah, we should do. Yeah. So anyway, this one is this is a guy. He says she slept with someone else and told me it's not cheating because, quote, I said I wasn't seeing anyone. That doesn't mean I can't sleep with people. Okay, so I mean, let's just leave aside our initial thoughts.
Yeah, I'll say
I know what they are.
Hold the initial thoughts.
So I'm thinking to myself, well, there might be more to meet than meets the eye on that one.
More than meets the eye.
More than meets the eye.
Transformers.
Don't know why I did that. I mean, is there a song?
It's Transformers.
Was it?
Transformers, More than meets the eye.
More than meets the eye. Heroes in disguise.
Robots in disguise.
Robots in disguise. Robots in disguise. Anyway, we dated for 3 years, broke up. Then, several months later, she told me she couldn't imagine her life without me. That sounds pretty standard. We aren't official, but I asked her. But I asked her, and you're not seeing anyone anymore, right? She said she was off dating apps and had ended things with the other guy. So apparently it was another guy, presumably in the meantime, in the break.
Okay, yep.
Oh, we were on a break.
We were on a break.
We were on a break. She started talking about marriage. We spent so much time together. Month and a half later, she went to visit friends for New Year's. One of the people was a friend she hooked up with a couple of times during our break. I didn't know this. He wanted more. She didn't. They went to a concert, got fucked up on K. What's that? Kettering?
I was going to say, we could say it, but YouTube doesn't like it. It's the horse tranquilizer.
Yeah, okay. We got fucked up on Kangaroo and slept together. She got pregnant and told me yesterday she's aborting. Okay. I'm so hurt. She's showing some remorse, but saying it's not cheating because we're not in a relationship. I feel like it's pretty clear when we agreed not to date other people, it means no sex with others. Is this inaccurate? Inaccurate. I'm confused. All right. If they're talking about marriage, how are they not in some form of relationship?
Now, not being someone that is regularly chased by people for sexual relations, I've never been in a situation where I've been with someone and then someone else has wanted some as well. Mm-hmm. So I really struggle with this concept of announcing exclusivity. Because it's to me, it's pretty obvious when you're in a relationship. It's the, you and me, we've been dating for like 3 years. Surely at this point, we realize that this is something serious and we want to move it forward, etc., etc. But I understand that some people do want that. They need that kind of that definition of their relationship to say, you know what, we should be exclusive. It's just you and me. Some people like to go off and play the scene or play the game, and that's fine, I guess. But
play the field. I think you were looking for.
Yeah, that's it. Play the field.
Or the scene, or the game.
Yeah, whatever.
Not on the game.
They can.
That's something different.
Yeah, they can play the fiddle as far as I'm concerned. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for me, it's never been a case of I've had to announce, oh, you and me, we're exclusive. No, I've never had to do that. Not once. It's just always been assumed and understood that, because I've also made it very clear that, I don't get chased by people on a regular basis, if ever. It's very rare. I'm usually the chaser rather than the chasee. But I, during those kind of initial conversations, I definitely say things like, I found someone. That's it. I'm here, and this is where I'm at. The rest of it kind of gets put on hold. It's like when you look for a job, you don't, take a job, but then spend the rest of your time constantly looking for another job.
Some people do.
Some people, but that's it. Some people do. Some people are always looking for the next job.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those for me. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about this, but it's not cheating because I said I wasn't seeing anyone. That doesn't mean I can't sleep with other people. I mean, I don't know. I feel unqualified to answer this.
Yeah, I feel like what she's trying to do there is use a loophole on the basis that when he asked the question and said earlier on, he asked, and you're not seeing anyone anymore, right? And she said she was off the dating apps and things had ended.
Yeah.
So I think her theory is she said that, so that was true at that time. But she didn't make any explicit promises about what would happen in the future.
Yeah.
Therefore, she shouldn't be forced to remain in that state of affairs.
Yeah.
I think with this one, you have to look at the whole picture, and the whole picture is they dated and then broke up. Why did they break up? I think that's probably an important one.
I feel like that's probably an important part of the piece of the puzzle, yeah.
They were already together for 3 years. So presumably they knew what the rules were there, but then we don't know why they broke up. But they knew the rules for those 3 years, and then they've come back into a thing, and they're not entirely sure, well, he's not entirely sure what that thing is, because it seems like she's doing whatever she wants to do.
Yeah.
I think that was what it boils down to. When you get things like, went to a concert and got, fucked up on Kangaroo, and, it's like, one thing led to another kind of a thing. It's like, not really. I think he's just trying to rationalize it.
Yeah.
This is just a post-rationalization based on the fact that she's kind of come back. The thing with this is they broke up, and then she decided that actually she doesn't want to be broken up. She doesn't want to be without. Now she's trying to have a cake and eat it.
Well, yeah, she's just trying to have all the cake.
All the cake, and eat all of it.
And eat all the dicks. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Not leaving a single crumb behind.
Nope.
But no, I mean then he's getting crumbs basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the way I would look at it. I mean, adding the fact that she managed to get herself pregnant, and then she got pregnant and told me yesterday she's aborting. Why would she even mention that? Why would she mention any of it?
I'm not 100% sure. But again, I'm not these people. I don't know.
No, I know. But again, maybe the only reason she's mentioning this is because she wants to end it again. But the best way of doing that is to do this and expecting him to say, well, on your bike then.
It's interesting though, isn't it? When you are, I mean, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a behavioral psychologist or anything like that. But I truly think that when you are under the influence of either drugs or alcohol or both, and your inhibitions are lowered, actually you just tend to be more you. There's not a it's a silly mistake because I was drunk. Well, actually, no, it just means that anything that was holding you back before is no longer there, and you're just going and being you.
Yeah.
So that tells me that this person has a bit of a predisposition for cheating anyway.
Yeah.
They want to, play the field.
Yeah, she wasn't effed up.
Yeah.
Just that was a good excuse. Except it's not a good excuse.
Well, it's probably the reasoning they used at the time. I would imagine this scenario went, I'm pregnant. It's from another guy. But I mean, to know that this other guy, this guy that's written this post, the OP, must be going through one hell of a dry spell with her. To know that the pregnancy is with another person.
Yeah, but again, the thing is, you don't know what the situation is.
No.
I mean, it might be that he is in a more, she's more restrictive with him than some rando that she met during the break.
That's kind of really fucking... I was going to say less restrictive with him. But it's impossible for her to get pregnant from him because he only ever takes her up the dirt track.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't feel like he is. I don't feel like he is. I feel like he's he's definitely dressing up for the occasion.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yes. Sorry. Yes. Sheathing his sword.
Yes, that's right.
Yes, so I'm with you. Well, there's that. So then she's gone, oh yeah, by the way, I'm pregnant, so I'm going to abort it. Realizing how devastating that's going to be, she's then tried to justify it by saying, oh yeah, we just got fucked up on K.
Yeah. There's an edit.
Go on.
So I'm having a hard time making thoughts. I don't think it means that. I'm having a hard time making thoughts. But this outpouring of I don't know. But this outpouring of support means a lot. Obviously, getting a lot of support in the comments, as you can imagine. He's definitely not the bad guy in this situation. Thank you, everyone who's putting in their 2 cents. Even the tough love is helping me deal with this. It'd be interesting to see what people are actually saying. The first one, I think, probably sums it up for me and probably for you as well.
Yeah, definitely sums up my thoughts on it.
Who cares? Just move on.
Yep.
Yeah. She's pregnant with another man's child. Yeah, I think a line has been crossed there.
I was going to say, without needing to say it specifically, but I'll say it specifically, cheating is the line.
Yeah.
Cheat on me, you're gone. The last person that cheated on me, I got rid of them so fucking fast. It was very difficult, an incredibly difficult thing to do, but I wouldn't stand for it. Nope, bye.
Yeah.
Get out, pack your shit, see ya. You can go in, and they now live with the person they cheated on me with.
Yeah.
So, you know who it is, but we don't need to say names.
There we go.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
I mean, I don't know but does that make it a happy ending or not? Is that better or worse?
I don't know. Well,
yeah.
But again, as well, analyzing myself, as characterizing myself is, I don't stand for that kind of thing. I don't think anyone should have to stand for that. So actually, yes, the first thing. If anyone cheats on you, you should just get rid of them because there's clearly no loyalty, no commitment. They're just happy going around and going, yeah, blasé, whatever. This is life. This is what it is. But that's me, and that doesn't mean everybody should think that. Because some people are happy in that kind of scenario of just playing the field, and even if they find somebody that they're actually interested in, but they still want to play the field, fine. Personally, I think if you can find someone who matches your desires that way, who's also happy to continue seeing other people. Basically, just being what's the word for it? Polyamorous. If you're happy being polyamorous, awesome, go for it. I think the key thing there is communication and trust.
Yeah, but then that in itself isn't exactly ideal anyway.
No.
No. I mean, I think far too much we rely on the gold standard of whether or not we should do something as being down to adult consent, and actually, I think perhaps we should have a bit more propriety. It's not just that okay, you're a consenting adult, you can do what you like. I think we should perhaps have a little bit more restriction in those ways. But the thing with this one, yeah, I think so. But the thing with this one is they said they dated for 3 years and then broke up.
Yeah.
But it was several months later that they got back together again. So I mean, it feels to me like she is, how old is she now? She's 32. Okay, they're both 32.
Yeah.
So what happened there was they met this is several months ago. So let's call that a year. So they were 31 then when they got back together again, or when they split up.
I was saying that was when they split up, so 31.
They were together for 3 years. So they dated for 3 years. So she was 28.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's 28 and she's thinking, hang on a minute. Do I see myself being with this guy forever, or what have I missed out on? And then she's decided, let's break up. She wants to go out and play the field. She does that for several months, realizes that actually she's not all that.
Yeah.
and being single is not all that, and then decided to get back together again. But then she's got this guy that she was seeing during the time, who's still taking an interest.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh well.
It's that excitement of having somebody interested in you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for some people, having multiple parties is even more exciting.
Yeah. The simple answer to this one is he shouldn't have gone back after those several months. Not from that original 3 years.
I think that, to make a judgment on that, I'd want to know why they broke up to begin with.
It would be helpful to know, though.
Yeah, it would just be a useful piece of information. Because if it was they broke up because she cheated on him, then yeah, he's an absolute fool for taking her back.
But if they broke up, the chances are, and I could be wrong, the chances are they broke up at her behest.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, she wouldn't be able to go back to him and say, "Oh, I can't imagine life without you anymore."
Yeah.
Right? Because if it was him, if it was down to him in the first place, why would then she come back to him and say she wants to get back together again?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense, does it? So if she broke them up, had several months of fun, and then decided she wanted to come back, it was at that point he should have said, "Oh, I'm sorry. Who's this?"
Yeah.
Text.
So, new number, who dis?
Yeah.
Or new phone, who dis? Yeah. But yeah,
so he's made a rod for his own back there.
But there's also, I think there's a bit of emotional or mental state consideration there as well. He could be absolutely devastated because she broke up with him.
Yeah.
For several months, and I've been there, where I've been emotionally damaged for a long time following a breakup. So yeah, maybe at that point, she has got, and he's just gone, my prayers are answered because I want this person back.
Yeah.
And has then taken her back, but then more stuff then happens, and everyone's got 20/20 hindsight.
Mm-hmm.
And again, for us from the outside looking in, again, depending on what the reasoning was, again, if she broke up with him, if it was me, I'd be thinking, well, you broke up with me once, what's going to stop you doing it again? For 3 years,
Well,
3 years, I thought you couldn't live without me.
Yeah.
And then you just went, we're done. See ya.
Yeah.
So now you want to come crawling back. What's in it for me?
Yeah.
What about the devastation that you caused me?
Yeah.
I don't know, but like I say, without really knowing the reason why they broke up, I think there's a lot of assumption going on, and she's the arsehole in this one.
Yeah,
I know
absolutely.
we're not. Am I an arsehole? But she's the arsehole in this one.
Yeah. But on the bright side, he's lucky in that he knows about it and can actually do something about it. Although what I do take away from this is the fact that I don't think he's going to do anything about it. Not yet. Or maybe at all. But the good news is he found out and he knows about that and he knows about the baby. So in his head now, that could happen. And also, if they have a baby, he now knows not to necessarily take it on face value that it's their baby. She could have done him a real dirty for the next 18 years.
Yep.
Depending on, whether it was very obviously his or not.
I was going to say that
we don't know those details.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
that's what I was thinking. Get out of my head.
It could have been a lot. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was I having this conversation with? I was having a conversation with someone the other day about something similar, and I think it was a hypothetical and a similar situation to this. Where someone's in a relationship, but the guy suspects the girl of cheating, but then suddenly she's pregnant. But I'd be like, if I had that strong indication that there was cheating going on, I'd be like, paternity test, please. Actually, it's not even a please. I'm telling you, paternity test. Yeah, that's kind of where my head would go with it.
Yeah.
I say this, I think if I was actually then in that situation, it would probably be completely different, and I'd be much more, flexible and try to play every angle and just understand everything that's going on. But I think eventually I might land on I need to know, can we do this?
Yeah.
Can we do a paternity test? I need to find out. I need to know because that's going to affect me directly for a long time. And it sounds really selfish, and I'm probably not coming across as the perfect person in any of these, but I don't know. I've been burned.
I don't know how so. That would be a perfectly reasonable thing to do. And also, the other thing is, not only could they, I mean, you do hear about it, particularly in the States, and I don't know how true it is. And if you're in the States, get in the comments, let us know if I'm wrong. But and I don't know whether it's the case here, but let's say, for example, she decided, oh, I'm not going to tell him anything that's happened, and I'm just going to go, oh, guess what? We're going to have the, pitter patter. If that did happen, then he could assume responsibility, and then they split up again because she's a flighty twat.
Yep.
And then he finds himself still liable for support.
Yep.
For a child that may not be his anyway.
Yeah.
Who he doesn't even see.
So again, you just kind of go, well, I suspect this kid isn't mine. Paternity test. I mean, like you say, there may be some physical elements which might be deciding factors. But yeah, ultimately, you can just and. I feel like in this day and age, everyone's entitled to protect themselves, whether that's, asking for a paternity test or prenuptial agreements before marriage or, all this kind of stuff. You've got to look after yourself because the world is a very different place now than it was 50 years ago.
Yeah.
People don't stay together forever and they just try and make things work. Everything's now disposable, including relationships. So, yeah, I'd just protect yourself. That's what I'd do.
Yeah.
I just need to know whether it's mine, especially if you don't, like you say, you break up and then you're then responsible for, child support and things like that. I'd be like, well, I'd like to prove that it's actually mine.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, word of advice on this one: get out, stay out.
Yeah.
It's just like if there was a fire.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Get out, stay out, call us out. Yeah. So that's what you want to do.
Yeah. Never run back into a burning building, and that's both literal and metaphorical.
Well, yes, absolutely. There we go. We've answered that one for you. Worldwide Wonder is the name of that person. So there we go.
Nice.
We've solved that one.
We have solved that one.
Hey, get in the chat if you've got a life problem. you know exactly where to come. It's the Tuesday show. We'll sort your issues out. Have you got issues? Get in touch.
Yeah, there you go. Oh crap! Well, I'm sort of messing up my own thing right now.
Oh, don't mess up your own thing, particularly with crap.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's okay. I did that earlier. We're good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
have we got anything in the chat? No, they're still talking. No, it's still going back to pens back there.
yeah, I was gonna say I think the chat's gone quiet. So come on, guys, let's. I know we took a break, and let's get back in it though. And I've got something that might actually even spark some conversation because it is generally favoured worldwide, and that is cheese. Okay, cheese. Everyone loves cheese in some degree, unless you're a vegan. But you can buy vegan cheese, so I guess even the vegans like cheese now. So, yeah. What would you say if you bought some cheese, some Swiss cheese from the supermarket, but they only put the holes in the bit that was on display? The rest of it was solid. That's what's happening here. They only put holes in the display part of the Swiss cheese.
Well, that's extraordinary.
I mean,
it looks like what they've done is they've got the cheese and then got one of those hole punchers.
yeah.
and just given a couple of taps with that.
It's like a little, the old leather punches where you can change the size of the hole that it makes.
Yeah,
That's what they've done there. They've got an old leather punch.
It's like you can get some slices of cheese and put them in a file. as dividers.
That's it. Yeah, they're dividers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm torn on this, right? So looking at this picture here, this is Swiss cheese that's pre-sliced in a packet. I mean, I'm kind of against buying sliced cheese anyway. I mean, cheese is already expensive, but if you buy pre-sliced or pre-grated cheese, the price just goes up exponentially, and I'm against it. But anyway, if I was to buy this, I'd be annoyed at the fact that I've bought Swiss cheese and there's only limited holes in it. They've clearly only done it, put the holes in for decoration. But at the same time, I'm also thinking about value for money. Because there's no holes in it or less holes in it, I'm getting more cheese than what I expected. So I call that a win.
Well, you're right. You're right. Partly, yes. Fewer holes is more cheese. What?
I said partly.
Yeah, fewer holes is more cheese, but it's probably sold on weight anyway. So
True.
I don't think you're actually
I'm still not winning.
You're not getting a big win there.
You just ruined that for me. Then I'm just mad all over now.
This is clearly a very what do you call it? Processed. Item of food. So you're not getting that. It's not the real deal.
No.
It's no good. Throw it out.
Get
some proper cheese.
It actually looks to me, based on the shine of the cheese down in this bit, like in the inside the holes. Like you say, it is processed cheese. It's like American cheese, that comes in the single wrapper things. It looks like that. It looks very shiny and rubbery from here. So I suspect it's kind of a similar thing, but it's a different flavor and they've called it Swiss.
Yeah.
But it's not actually Swiss cheese.
No.
Yeah. I still don't know why Swiss cheese has holes in it anyway. Does anyone know? Get in the chat, let me know, why does Swiss cheese have holes in it?
I imagine it just develops like that. It just has holes in it because of the type of cheese it is.
But why? Why such big hole? Why? I don't get it. I just don't understand. this hole right here, right? So if you can't see where my cursor is because you're watching on a phone or something, the slice that is out of the packet in the top right corner, it actually doesn't look like someone's gone at it. Well, it looks like someone's gone at it with a hole punch a few times.
Yeah.
Because they got it wrong the first 2 times.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what's going on with that, but yeah, it looks a bit of a mess there. So
yeah, I'm going to come out in defense of grated cheese, though.
Okay.
So ready grated cheese, I think, is fantastic, and I'm sure we've talked about this before. But as far as I'm concerned, the saying, "the best thing since sliced bread," okay, I think that has now been superseded. So something that is great can now be described as the best thing since ready grated cheese, because it's that good. Ready grated cheese is it's just so easy. You just grab your cheese, you put your hand, you get a handful of cheese, do it. You don't have to do the grater. You don't have to wash the grater. It just makes life a lot easier.
Okay, I get it.
And I'm a big fan of that.
I get that. I understand. I guess for me, I'm happy grating the cheese.
Mm.
And I've got a grater. It's basically a bowl with a lid and then a grater, and then also you take the lid off to then put the grater back on. You grate your cheese, but then you can put a lid on it and put it in the fridge.
Yeah.
So I'm happy grating my own cheese.
Mm.
And I know then that I'm saving money by not buying pre-grated cheese. But I get the point of, if you just need some grated cheese, it's useful.
Yeah.
Rather than having to sit there and grate it yourself.
Yeah.
Where invariably you end up grating too much anyway. But like I say, if you get the right kind of grater, like I say, I've got one that has a lid on it, and I can just put it in the fridge, save it for later.
Mm.
Yeah, make some cheese on toast out of it. My God, I love cheese on toast.
Yeah.
Cheese on toast with a bit of Worcester sauce. So good. Anyway, so yeah, that was also in the mildly infuriating section of Reddit. Was only putting holes in the bits that are on display in the slices of Swiss cheese.
Do you know what that makes me think of? Is you used to get, before they privatised it. Bearing in mind what this is what we could go back to, folks. But when we had National Rail, it was always a figure of fun when it came to the National Rail sandwiches.
Right.
That they were terrible, sort of curled up, awful because they
dry.
You get what you give them basically. And there was I remember a photo doing the rounds, and it was basically a sandwich, and like obviously sandwiches should be cut corner to corner. We know that. So
Agreed.
you buy a sandwich and you can see what's in it from the front. You can usually look in the foil and see that you've got whatever it is. And it would have there was this picture of a sandwich, and they got this British Rail sandwich. Basically, it had some ham in it, had some cheese in it, but it was all around the area of the cut. So actually, most of the sandwich was empty, and it was just the bit that you see that had the actual contents in.
Come on.
Yeah, that is what we could go back to. So that's the next thing to look forward to in Star Wars Britain is British Rail sandwiches. They will make a return.
Yeah, they probably will.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff.
What's your favourite sandwich?
The all-day breakfast, like sausage, bacon, and egg.
Ooh.
Because why not?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Why not? Would you like a joke?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, I love a good joke.
Yeah. Well, I never said it was going to be a good joke.
Okay.
I said, would you like a joke? I mean, I'm not making any grand plans. Okay. You're quite a fan of spiders, aren't you?
Yeah, I like spiders. Yeah,
you do like spiders. But did you know why do spiders know everything?
I don't know.
Well, they get the information from the web.
From the web, yeah. As soon as I said I don't know, I then went, no, it's going to be to do with the web, isn't it? Yeah, I knew it. Oh, come on, CJ, you're better than that.
You might be better off with this one. Again, sticking with animals. Where do sheep go on holiday?
Don't know.
The Bahamas.
Oh, God, Ted. Enough.
Okay, one more, and then we'll move swiftly on.
Yeah.
What did the duck say after he finished dinner?
I don't know.
Put it on my bill.
Oh, of course. I'm saying I think it's going to be a quack joke, but I couldn't think of anything that had quack in it.
Yeah.
It's quacking good joke though.
Yeah, quacking.
Yeah. How's about a banana peel for a wet floor sign?
I love that.
How cool is this? Right.
Yeah.
I wish I'd seen more. Now I'm not sure whether this has been designed like this or someone has taken a regular wet floor sign and modified it to be this.
It's hard to see, isn't it? Really.
It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
On the face of it, but I actually really like it. I saw this and thought this was mildly interesting.
Yeah.
So thanks to the subreddit mildly interesting and the user Bacon World. I mean, there's a reason to look at this post right there. The person's called Bacon World.
Bacon World. If you're an audio only listener, what we're looking at is a picture of a floor is wet sign. So it's a bit like a cone in yellow.
Yep.
But because it's yellow, it's then the bottom of it is like an opened banana.
Yep.
You know when you open the aperture at the base, and then that allows it to sit upright. I'm not explaining that very well.
No,
it was getting a little bit.
it looks like a banana that's been half
graphic.
peeled. So
Yes,
that's
half peeled banana.
Yeah.
So there we go. You immediately think of slippages,
Exactly.
falls, and such like.
Exactly. That's what caught my eye. I was like, oh, bananas. People apparently slip on bananas.
Yeah. Have you ever slipped on a banana?
I've never slipped on a banana peel, no.
No, I haven't, and I don't know anybody that has.
No.
But I think we've
We've spoken about this.
We have spoken about this, and it was at that point I dropped a
dog dirt.
I dropped a knowledge bomb.
Yeah, that's when you referred to it as dog dirt.
Yes, dog dirt.
Yeah,
dog dirt. So yes, so the reason why we talk about banana peel being a slip hazard is because in the old days, we used to have horses. So horses would go about on the roads and they'd leave their doings on the road.
Yep.
And people would slip in it and fall in it.
Yep.
But back in the day, we didn't like to refer to things like, oh, I just fell in some horse shit. Oh, why are you late? I had to change my trousers because I fell in I slipped on a piece of poo.
Yep.
It wasn't really the done thing. And so when we talked about those sorts of slippages, it would then be converted into, well, you want to be careful. You don't want to slip on a banana skin instead of shit. And it has stuck.
It has stuck.
Much like
I'll say, much like the dog shit on the bottom of your shoe.
Yeah.
You cannot get rid of it. I got into my car yesterday.
And there was dog shit.
And I started driving, so I was heading off. I was doing some travelling for work, and I headed off. And I was like, why does it smell like shit in my car? And I can't figure it out. And I'm like, I actually went to the supermarket. So I wanted to get some like water and things for the trip anyway. And I picked up a new car air freshener because I thought, my air freshener's probably run out and I just need to get a new one. But as when I got back to the car, I just kind of had a look around and a bit of a waft. I'm like, I can't smell anything. And I started driving again. I'm like, I can still smell it. What the fuck is going on? No idea. Maybe I shat myself and didn't know about it.
Is there no end to that story?
You what?
You didn't find out in the end?
No, I never found out.
Oh.
My car smells of shit now, apparently.
Well, did it go away eventually?
I mean, I guess I just got used to it. But as I was driving back today, again, the same thing did happen today. It just smelled a bit fresher because I had a new air freshener in there. Okay. So it was just a combination of air freshener and shit. To be fair, my car doesn't. It needs a valet anyway. It sounds
of it does, yeah.
Well, it's had a harsh winter, so the outside of it is very dirty right now, and it needs to go to a car wash. So I think when I take it to get clean, I'll ask them to do a full valet on it and clean the seats and just to be sure, get the carpet. I mean, the bit I'm thinking of. So the only time, because I haven't actually used my car since Christmas.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe accidentally either myself or one of my family members who I drove in my car brought something in, subtly, but enough for it to waft every now and then, So I think I just need to get the whole thing validated and it'll be fine. But it was really weird. So just talking about dog shit and things like that, I was like, smells of poo in my car.
Have you tested to see if it's when the car is running or when it's hot or when the air's on? I mean, somebody took a shit in your air filter.
Well, that thought crossed my mind because it was only after I'd started driving, and I always have the air conditioning on anyway. I'm one of those people that uses it all the time, whether it's hot or cold.
Yeah.
I still use the AC for the heat as well. It's just it's just what I do, And And yeah, like, I didn't notice it when I first got in the car. It was only after I'd been, started driving. I guess the engine started warming up, and that's when I could smell it. So I'm wondering if maybe somebody did put, or if a dog did shit on the bonnet of my car or something. I don't know. I think I know if a dog took a dump on the bonnet of my car.
Well, no, but maybe it could have been a rat or something.
Oh, yeah.
The rat's pooed in the engine compartment.
Maybe, yeah. I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that at all.
Yeah.
Oh, or a rat or a mouse or a rabbit or a badger or...
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Do you get in the comments and let us know. Have you ever had a random smell of shit? Did a rat poo in your car, in your air filter, or anywhere around you?
Maybe.
I hope we get to the bottom of it. I really want to report on this next week on the show.
Okay.
And
if I figure it out by then, yeah. I'm not planning on using my car this week. I'm not travelling anywhere for work or anything, so my car will just sit on the driveway, and that's it. So, yeah, maybe the week after when I got some more travelling going on.
Yeah,
I'll let you know. I'll let you know what I find.
Great.
Yeah, the air freshener didn't help though. It's like when you buy a can of air freshener for your bathroom, and it's just like it just smells like shit plus air freshener. The air freshener never helps. Even like this fancy stuff like was it Oust, which is supposed to, get rid of odors instead of just masking them. It's like, no, it just still smells like shit and air freshener.
Yeah.
So. Oh, have you got any more for us, Ted? Anything? Any more interesting things to share with us today?
I don't know. I mean, I was thinking maybe we just finish on that high of the poo story.
Okay, done. Sold.
Oh dear, oh dear. Right. Well, I mean, what to say really? Thank you for anybody who has joined us, particularly in the chat. Hello, and thank you for joining us. If you are on TikTok and you've been watching there, yeah, if you've got any comments or anything to say, you should either get into the comments on this video, or in fact, you can DM myself at Ted James Media on all the platforms, and you can also email us at
cjandted@thetuesdayshow.co.uk.
That's the one.
Yeah. Also, go have a look around the platforms and just search for the Tuesday Show podcast, and you'll find us, and you can message us there too.
Absolutely. Yep. So until next week, we'll say goodbye.
Yeah. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.